Hey guys, Coach Kat here. Today I'm going to lead you through an easy full body program designed to get all the little nooks and crannies of tightness out of your body and make you feel awesome. Okay, so you don't even need any props for today. We're going to start a comfortable cross-legged seat, okay? And just close your eyes. Let your hands rest anywhere on the tops of your legs. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can place pillows or blocks underneath the knees, okay? You could also sit in a different position, like this, okay? Whatever you prefer. So just allow the eyes to close. Allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears. Give yourself a couple of moments to just arrive where you are. What a luxury it is to not have to do anything except breathe and move your body, maybe in these shapes, or maybe do what you want to do for the next, 10, 15 minutes or so. Just listen to the sound of your breath. Good. With the eyes still closed, you're going to interlace your fingers, extend your open palms out away from you, pull the shoulders back into their sockets, and then over the course of an inhale, extend your straight active arms upwards. Now notice if the tops of the shoulders want to creep up to the ears like this. We want to soften those guys down. It doesn't matter how close your palms get to the ceiling. This is really irrelevant. Yoga is not about like faster, harder, more. And resist any urge here to push or to puff out the chest and overarch the low back like this, okay? So we're keeping a neutral spine. One more big breath here. And exhale, release the hands, release the arms down to your sides, open your eyes, okay? With one hand out to the side, you're just gonna inhale the other arm up, and then exhale, side bend on over. Now, if you tuck your right hand out and your left arm is up, you might notice that your left buttock wants to pick up off the mat. You just wanna plant it back down. That's your anchor, away from which your arm and your hand is reaching. Inhale back up and exhale, release. Second side. Take the left hand out, right arm up. Exhale, side bend on over. Again, if the right buttock and sit bone lift, you can just replant them down and deepen the stretch. Inhale back up. Exhale, release. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. This is called cobbler's pose. Again, the distance between your heels and your crotch is irrelevant. So this diamond shape can be like out to here, okay? Sit up tall here. And then on your inhale, extend your arms up. Reach through those ring fingers. That'll lengthen the sides of the body, but soften the shoulders down. And then exhale, forward fold. Use the hands to walk yourself on up. Take your hands to the outsides of the knees to close the knees passively like a book. And then we're going to transition into hands and knees, table pose. So here in table, spread your fingers out like starfish. And the hands right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips. And you see there's a little rectangular box right under here, right, of negative space. So on your inhale, you're just going to drop the belly, okay? Pull the heart through the gateway of the arms. So you're drawing your shoulders down and back, and maybe look forward. On your exhale, you're going to gently press the floor away, let your head release. Maybe shake the head yes and no here. Just releasing the back of the neck. And then inhale, drop the belly. This is called cow or camel. And then exhale, round the spine. One more inhale, drop your belly. And exhale, round the spine. Now we're going to take the weight over into your right knee. Okay, so as if you're trying to hip check somebody to the right, you're just going to lean into the right buttock. You might feel a stretch in the right glute. And then back to center. And lean over to the left. And back to center. And now we're going to combine those two things for like what I call freestyle cat-cow. There's no right way to do this. And the point is for you to just have fun and feel what feels good in your body. Try to get into the feeling part of yourself as opposed to the thinking part, which is super challenging. Okay, easier said than done. So one way that you can start is by just leaning over to the right and then reaching back over to the left and up around. So that would be a clockwise big hip circle. Okay, your head can be active. It can be in line with the spine like this, whatever feels good to you. Make sure that you're breathing. And then we're going to switch direction. And come up to center. We're going to take the right open hand, place it right underneath your gaze, and then on your inhale, just open the chest. If it's okay with your neck, you can look up at the left thumb. Twisting table. And then switch sides. Left hand where right hand was. Inhale, open the chest. Good, release. We're going to allow the big toes to touch behind you. Take the knees a little bit wider than the hips. And come down into child's pose. So, options for child's pose. If your head doesn't reach the mat or the floor, you can put a pillow or block underneath the forehead. And once your forehead is resting on something, I like to massage my forehead a little bit by taking my head left and right. This is like natural Botox. Another variation of child's pose is taking your arms back by your side. This is a more passive version of child's pose. And if you don't like child's pose at all, for whatever reason, if it's too intense on your knees or your ankles, you can do both of these things from puppy pose. Okay. Okay, re-extend your arms out. And come on back to table, hands and knees. From here, we're just going to transition into laying down on your back. Okay, getting comfortable here. We're going to start by hugging the knees into the chest. Okay, giving yourself a squeeze. This might be the first time that you gave yourself a hug today, so make it sweet. And try not to compress your knee caps, okay? So if you're bringing your knees into your chest, go at least south of the kneecaps. And if you like, you can rock a little from side to side, massaging out your low back. That always feels good. Okay, now we're going to take our legs and you're going to cross your right knee over your left knee, okay? Like if you're wearing a very short skirt, ladies. Men, I don't know what analogy. The only thing I can think of that would be a good cue would be dirty, so I'm not going to say that. Okay, you're going to bring your knees towards your face, and then you're going to grab for, whatever you can grab. Shins, ankles, or the outer edges of the feet. Okay, if you can't touch the feet, don't worry. People always think that, like I said, more flexibility and is kind of like the apex of all yoga, and that's so not the case. We always are striving for a balance between strength and flexibility, and for somebody like me who's been practicing for 25 years, that's really, really important to me, because if you do one thing too long, you get imbalances in the body. So it doesn't matter what you can reach in this pose, okay? But we're just going to bring the lower extremities towards the face, okay? So if you're here, you're just going to gently tug. And you probably feel a nice stretch in your right glute. And if you want something deeper, you can take a little lean to the left. Breathing into the part of the body where you feel the deepest sensation. And then bringing the knees back. We're going to unwind the legs and take a sweet counter pose. Happy baby. So bend your knees. Again, grabbing onto the outer shins, outer ankles, or outer edges of your feet. Letting the knees fall down towards the armpits, maybe rocking a little side to side, breathing into the inner thighs, hips. And then we're going to take the legs out for a deep split. I don't know if I have enough room here. My legs are kind of long. And supporting your legs on the outside or insides of the thighs, okay? Feels pretty good. Okay, rebend your knees, close the knees, and we'll take the second side. So stack left knee on top of right knee, bring your knees towards your face, and then reach for the lower extremities, whatever you can get. Breathe into that left glute. And if you want more, you're just going to take a little lean to the right. Now, this is a pose where I feel, and also a lot of my clients feel, usually, well, I can't say usually, on occasion, a big discrepancy from left to right. So if you drive with a lead foot, or you do a lot of sports where you kick with one leg, or you've had any injury on one side, you could feel a big discrepancy between left and right here. Okay, come on back to center unwind your legs, and you're going to set your feet down. And this time, we're going to go wider than the hips, so like to the outer edges of your mat. Or if you're just on a floor, wider than the hips. Feet are on the floor. We're going to drop both knees over to the right. Okay, this is called a pinwheel twist. That's what I call it. Extend your arms out like a T or a cross. And if it's okay on your neck, you're going to look out over your left thumb. And we're looking for some kind of stretch along the left side of the body here. Now, if you want more, you can take your right foot and place it on the top of your left knee. And notice how if you did that, that your left shoulder blade might pick up off the floor a little. So just on your exhales, be mindful of that left shoulder blade. And also right here, the left top of the shoulder. Soften both of those parts of the body. Good. Remove the right foot and bring both knees to center. Bring your head to center. Second side. Replace your feet wider than your hips and drop the knees out to the left. So both knees are roughly in a 90-degree angle, hence the pinwheel name. Looking out over your right thumb. And then if you want more, just taking the left foot and placing it on top of your right knee. Heavy right shoulder blade with each exhalation. Good. Remove that left foot. Bring both knees to center. Bring your head to center. And then you're going to bring your feet back hip width apart. Your arms down by your side. And we're going to scoot the heels back towards the bum so they're within about 3 inches of your fingertips. Now, if you have really long arms, they might touch. It doesn't matter. Again, these are all sort of approximates, right? Okay. So from here, we're just going to press the feet evenly down, lift the hips up. Okay. You can imagine that you have an apple in between the chin and the chest. And you're going to try not to overly clench the buttocks. So obviously the legs are engaged in this pose, but your butt cheeks aren't like, right? Okay, and then on your exhale, you're going to slowly release one vertebra down at a time. Tailbone comes down last. Okay, robot arms. Same thing here. Press the upper arms into the floor, elbows into the floor, lift the hips up. Keep the back of the neck long by imagining that you have an apple right here. Good, and exhale slowly, come on down. Okay, last one. This time we're going to take the arms overhead and press the feet evenly into the floor, lift the hips up. Final bridge pose here. A couple of breaths. Good, and on your exhale, you're just going to peel the spine down like you were rolling it out with a rolling pin, imprinting each little vertebra into the ground. When your tailbone touches, allow the lumbar spine, that concavity, to return, and release your arms down by your sides. Okay, so this is a good time to get some pillows and set yourself up for relaxation. You don't need these, but I think they make laying on a hardwood floor more comfortable. Okay. Oh, it's so nice. So allow your limbs to flap out any comfortable distance from the midline of the body. Palms can be on the front of the body, one hand over the belly, one hand over the chest, or they can both be on the belly, or they can be spread eagle out to the side. And we're going to together take a big inhale here through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Take in another little tiny sip of air. Open the mouth, let it out. Okay, allow the lips to meet. Allow the eyes to close. And allow your body just to grow heavier here. There's so few moments in modern life where we're really afforded time and space to do nothing. And so it's important to create moments like that. Even if in the beginning, when you're not in the habit of doing it, it feels like a job, another job, like you need another job. But in order to go out into the world every single day and kick ass, you need, I cannot emphasize this enough, you need to give yourself this time of being instead of time of doing all the time. It's a cliche, but we are called human beings, not human doings, right? So allow yourself to be defined by this being right now. And if you feel suddenly like a ton of thoughts are rushing into your mind and attacking you and killing your peace, that's totally normal, because mindfulness or meditation or relaxation is not the eradication of thought, okay? Thoughts only go away when we die, and maybe when we lose consciousness. I don't even think the medical world is completely clear on whether we have thoughts or not in unconscious states. We might. So the goal is just to develop some modicum of detachment from our thoughts so they don't own us, right? So we're not a slave to the monkey mind, the crazy ups and downs of our thoughts on any given day. Just allow yourself to be here for as long or as short as possible. If this is excruciating for you, just, aim for a minute. I'm a big believer in taking things that seem impossible and cutting them up into bite-sized tasks. And then success begets more success, and you don't feel like you failed every day because your perfectionism created an unattainable ideal, right? So when you're ready to come out of this pose, Shavasana, just wiggle your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Maybe take the arms overhead for a full body stretch. And move the props aside. And you're just going to roll to one side, using your pillow or your arm to support your head. And then using your hands to press yourself back up. Maybe you're already in bed, wherever you are. I hope you feel better.